the way I seen like the aunties and grandmas out there line dancing and fans and
I believe it's headed that way though.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you have to get supportive. Consistency bring about.
The supporters is the youngsters.
But that's what's gonna bring about. But hold on, that's what's gonna teach how we can really get back to Black Wall Street. That the dollars. Look how many times the dollars stay in the community at that event.
Yeah, it ain't leaving. It's going from one hand to the hand.
In the black community, our shit rotate. We go bankrupt every Friday.
Shit, we made this a great night. Look, country boy, but I talk like them city niggas. I might just book her ass a flight just to say I did it. I might just fuck her ass tonight just to say I hit it. I'm probably faded off of shh and 3 cups of liquor. I'm seeing double or probably fat. She really got a sister. You call it love, I call it fucking with you. I mix designer with the drugs, it got me talking different. This on my hammer and that pot had junkies lined to get it. I'm speeding off these tinted windows, got a hiding in it. I'm trying to take you out the city, not around
the way I seen like the aunties and grandmas out there line dancing and fans and
I believe it's headed that way though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you have to get supportive. Consistency bring about.
The supporters is the youngsters.
But that's what's gonna bring about. But hold on, that's what's gonna teach how we can really get back to Black Wall Street. That the dollars. Look how many times the dollars stay in the community at that event.
Yeah, it ain't leaving. It's going from one hand to the hand.
In the black community, our shit rotate. We go bankrupt every Friday.
2 times, bro.
And then the next Friday we get paid.
It used to be 26 times rotation.
Right, but
Black Wall Street, it rotated 26 times for elected community.
He said how many times that in 2025 with 1887 first. That's a lot of rotation. That's
a lot of rotation in there, bro.
So,
and if we could keep that rotation going on,
or sister.
No, when y'all say rotate, y'all might have a different understanding.
No, my hand to your hand. What I'm
saying. But when you saying rotate, they have a calendar. That's why I gave you the Friday to Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning
who need bread, spend with the person who make the bread. Who need water, go get the person who got the water.
Yeah.
Who you need a haircut, I'm coming to you to get some watermelon because I need some watermelon.
Yeah, but
that's how it's rotating.
But at an event, that's not rotating.
No. It's in the black hand. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, it's in the community.
I was saying we having a
it from my hand directly to another race or culture's hand. It went from my hand to your hand. That's what he's saying.
And every vendor out there pulled money back into the community.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So events like that, I love that. Bro, you got every vendor out here and the money that they making, they still pouring back into the hood. Now, all of them don't stay there either.
Right. And
most of them ain't even from there.
So so when they have to pay a fee or a due?
Yeah.
Then that don't count.
Nah, bro, because yes, it do, because it's not a high fee, and some of them put more on top of that.
Bro, you didn't have that. When I'm talking about going from the road to, like Black Wall Street, I had a paper that one time.
They ain't even call it that till 3 years after they rebuilt it.
Right.
It wasn't even called Black Wall Street at first.
We know Tulsa, Oklahoma. When they're saying Black Wall Street, they were saying it had the potential to be to rival Wall Street today. That's where that name comes from, because the way that the money was circulating inside the black community in Tulsa, Oklahoma, which is the example they used, Tulsa,
26 times.
Right. It was rotated. It never left. It didn't leave the community till it then went to 26 black business hands or 26 people hands. So that's when it left. But now, what I'm saying is, whether it be, if it's going from my hand to your hand, for me, that's staying in the community. I'm looking at what happens from Friday to Friday when I get paid. You know what I'm saying? Okay, if I got a rent, if my rent or my landlord is not black, okay, that dollar gone when I got paid.
If you're not in the neighborhood.
Right. Well, see, look at Orlando. Like, we look at Orange County, bro, it's split. It's like the black sections is like pockets everywhere. There's pockets of blacks everywhere. It ain't like just one black section on the black side of town. You know what I'm saying? You got pockets everywhere. You know, you really got a lot of people mixed in together. This is a melting pot like a mug.
That's what when y'all say Black Wall Street was like Edenville. It was a community
of black
but
community.
just all black.
Right.
And
But
they had their stores and everything.
Get back to the aspect of being able to have that. You got to start with something.
We have it. We just have to.
That's why I say the night market is a great structure.
I agree with you. I'm saying we have it. We just have
to.
We have to pour into it, and that's why I was saying with the youngsters, the youth is always going to be the push button.
The youth is who you go. Period.
And like with the technology now, you know, they like to hear
to say the future.
So that's why I continue. Even if I can't make it, I'ma still share it. You know what I'm saying? Like
one thing I'm gonna tell you is to the youth. The guidance that real elders, real people, real older people that are older than you in your community, a generation or era or two before you, the guidance that they're giving you is to help you have an easy future. So it's not to control your life.
And you think that's how they look at it a lot?
Yeah, they looking at it out of control. One thing I think we mixed up is that with black kids is they start taking on behavior patterns of rich, spoiled white kids. And I guess they did that by watching through social media or through the communication.
The little shows.
They start taking on the same behavior patterns. And I've seen kids in the store crying and doing all that. I knew not to cry in the store.
Toe ass up.
It was just low. Look, nigga, don't judge nothing.
Don't ask for nothing.
I'm gonna get you what you gonna get. I'm gonna tear your ass up.
Exactly.
When we walk through that bit like a saint. You feel me? Now, today you just see black kids doing all the stuff that these other kids are doing, and you ain't rich.
And these kids walk up on
you ain't rich.
Bro, this shit walked up on me last week and straight up tried to take my phone out of my hand. Me and Asia standing I'm in line, bro. Got my hand behind my back and the phone and it just straight up.
Kid.
I say, here, let me make it easy for you. You know what I'm saying? I said, I don't want no problem. So I'm just saying what the parents finna say. They ain't say nothing.
So what's the disadvantage you think these kids face, the little YNs right now, growing up?
The disadvantage?
Disadvantage.
From when you're born.
Not being teachable.
No, yeah, but no, they born in poverty.
We were born in poverty.
Yeah, but
we grew up. We have.
You're born.
That's why I say not being teachable.
Why I go back to the one.
We was teachable.
You were born in poverty with men in your community that help. You know what I'm saying? Men that were in your community that help you face criticism. If a father in the home, right? So you got, this is an example. You got a male, you got the mama, you got the father, you got the children. Daughters, clean to their father, they love their father. Boys love their mama, they're going to be with their mama, but they love both parents. However, if you got a daughter and the dad is there, and he don't play by this dog. Now, mama told her, you sit down and cross your legs, keep your legs closed, you got on the dress. This is a certain way you sit. So she taught how to sit. Once the mama gave her instructions of how to sit, what daddy do? Enforce it. So his presence alone gonna make her tighten up. But a disadvantage is when parents allow kids to play them against each other. For me, this is what I see. So now the parent really ain't the parent no more. The child the parent, because it's telling you how you gonna.
The child gonna manipulate.
You gonna raise me.
Yeah, the child gonna manipulate.
Yeah. And this how you gonna raise me. Accept me for who I am. Accept this.
Accept this, boys.
That's the disadvantage. So now you can't teach them nothing. It's hard to teach them because they making you teach them how they want you to teach them.
That's why I said
stay
teachable. They gotta stay teachable.
So that what you say their disadvantage is?
Yeah. Not being teachable. But some of them, I must say, some of them are not teachable because they don't have no teacher.
But let's speak on the majority.
No, I'm saying they don't. I'm just saying it's a lot of them that don't.
No, I'm just saying let's speak on the majority because that'll move the needle if we can help the majority switch over.
Well, you got to be teachable, for one. But for the ones who can't be taught, you got to change your environment. Like the ones, the ones who don't have teachers, get away from the non-teachers. Change your environment and get around some like-minded people or some people who further than where your mind at.
Ask your question again.
Yeah, we talking about youngsters.
Ask your question again.
I say, what is the disadvantage that these YNs are facing today? They can't just change their environment. I'm talking about young
The disadvantage.
Yeah, I got you. I got yours.
They running shit.
Yeah, and I said they not teachable. That's why they're running.
Mm-hmm.
But the ones who are teachable, some of them don't have teachers. So it's part of us
That's
too.
what I was saying earlier about the parent.
I was going to point at us.
That's why I said it's part of us too.
I ain't saying that they're not teachable because everybody learn differently. I'm saying the YNs today is at a disadvantage because our generation, like Root said, turn our backs on them.
Yeah, we
I don't want to fuck with them jits. They too wild.
We drop.
I don't want to fuck with these jits because they on dumb shit. Like you wasn't wilding on dumb shit yourself.
Right. And one thing I know though, but
that's what my point is.
You got to get back to community helping raise your children. Like the whole community.
They gotta allow it.
Yeah, they have to allow that. Parents don't allow that. That's my child. Don't worry about
That's why I say the parents, our generation.
Right. And that came after us. That's why I was saying we was the bad. We messed up a lot, bro, by not passing things down. Because we was primary, our era was the start of, we'll fight a little bit. Yeah, we know in our era we'll bump, right? Win, lose, or draw. But we also inculcated shooting. Like, I remember before us, niggas was fighting and they'll shoot in the sky to break the fight up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That shit ended with a...
Right, you killed that. No,
it's aim.
Right, aim.
And see what you saying that's what I was number 3 what I had asked about.
What's that?
As people grow in different paths, how can we not allow it to cause division in the community?
Say that again
as people grow in different paths.
Yeah.
How can we not allow it to cause division in the community?
That's acceptance. Change. What he said earlier. Accept the change. See, remember when he asked you, are you speaking about unlearning or adapting to change?
Yeah.
See, you just adapt. When you adapt the change that people made, then I'm going to adapt to your change. I don't have to rock with you to adapt to your change.
Yeah.
And to respect your change.
Just have to accept it.
I broke it down too.
I accept it, I respect it.
I broke this down in terms of religion, jobs, families, relocation.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because people...
I'm going to tell you this. See, Yahweh been Yahweh. I'm Yahweh. Yahweh teach us the master words, right? Deal with word problems. You know, check out these words. See, because your words could be your curse and it could be your blessing. Right?
True.
So we curse ourselves in a lot of ways due to the power of the tongue. Life or death is in the power of the tongue. So we curse ourselves in a lot of ways. Our hood, right? Which is a community. See, inside the root word community is unity. And one of the root words is unity, or unity. Yeah. It's inside the word community. We call out Beirut. We know what Beirut was.
Over Crosstown.
Right. And it was also a war zone back in the eastern part of the world, eastern hemisphere. It was a war zone.
Yeah.
So we nicknamed a community behind the war zone.
And you're going to take on the...
what ended up manifesting?
War zone.
Take it, yeah. Manifest it until it exists.
We call our neighborhoods slums.
Well, we call them a hood.
Trash.
You took the community away.
Right. Trenches.
So now you don't, you only said, you just done the word, you done made it a hood, and you don't have anything with community
anymore. So now
anymore.
you're chanting your own curses.
Yeah.
So you fix the words. You fix the words that come out of your mouth. You turn your curse into a blessing. Speak the blessings. That's going to kill all the division. Because my community don't have to be called the trenches. War trenches. It don't have to be called. It don't have to be called the slums.
called
That's why so
Evil,
much trash on the floor.
1887.
Trash on the ground. We throw it on the ground because what?
In the slums.
It's slum.
We in the hood.
We in the hood. We don't care about that. Throw the trash on the ground. So now the trash clog our drains. And then we blame the city, talk trash to the city because the drain, the water backing up. You know what I'm saying?
Number trash.
Ain't number trash. Debris. Move the debris. We put it there. But we put the slide. Everything we say negatively manifests. So if we change the name, hey, let's try changing the name what we call in our community. You know what I'm saying? Let's call this Heavenly Villas and see if heaven manifests. You know what I'm saying? Let's call this Peace Road and see if peace manifests.
Yeah.
Let's call this Unity Ave and see if unity manifests.
True that.
Because the negative manifesting, we're cursing ourselves.
Edo Boulevard.
We speaking these curses and chanting this stuff daily. And when it's done abroad, look at the algorithm we creating. It's done abroad. Every person here saying that. So every person saying is chanting.
Manifest.
It's going to manifest.
This person believe it.
Yeah.
And going to move accordingly.
That's what we got to do. We have to move that way.
Would you say that's from a spiritual aspect? Since
Spirit
you're quoting what?
Spirit and mind are synonymous.
Okay. Got
So when you hear mind, when you look at mind in the dictionary, you go and look in the synonym finder and look up mind, it's going to take you to spirit.
Got you.
If you go look up God or man in your collegiate dictionary, it's going to take you to.
No, I'm on the same
God.
page with you, but I just
It's going
want
to take you to God.
for those
It's
who
going to take you to God in the spirit. Mind going to take you to man. Man going to take you to God.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I just wanted for those who watching the podcast to know where you was coming from with it.
Yeah, from
that's all.
perspective. You know what I'm saying?
And-
So, and that's gonna kill the division. That's the division. I think that one thing that'll help kill the division
Yeah.
is we stop cursing ourselves.
Yeah.
And what was the other ones you had on that pit? I know you said jobs. Was that?
Oh, religion, like you, because you have religion.
Yeah.
So now one thing about religion is religion gonna separate some things. Religion gonna definitely divide some things.
But hold on, it not. I don't agree with that because
You don't?
nope.
If it is,
It only do it when people allow it to.
No,
I'm finna show you how.
automatically do. You said you
I'm gonna show you
Christian.
how it's
Like, bro,
I said
because
the
look,
Muslim. That automatically put us on two different planes.
Yeah.
it put us on two different planes from that aspect, but it shouldn't put us on. It should not put us on two different planes from our one common goal when it's talking about uplifting our community.
Hold on.
No, it shouldn't.
Hold on.
And you're right, it shouldn't.
But it will, because for the simple fact, your guidelines is so different than mine.
That's why I
because
said
they
don't.
believe in two different
But
things.
that's why I
So
said don't.
if we moving based off of our religion, we can't agree on that.
We're not moving just based on our religion. This is why I say that. Because when we come together, bro, and anything that we want to do, we don't let none of that shit come between what we trying to do.
Because of the maturity of your spiritual state.
And that's what I envision with our community to
Right.
be.
So now-
We not gonna let the different politics
be-
or religions come
religion,
between
you look it up, it's going to
what our common goal is.
When I say religion, Root and Pit, I'm talking about not from a spiritual aspect of we believe in a higher power. I'm speaking of from a religious aspect where it's saying you have rules and regulations of how you gonna move, who you can deal with, who you can't deal with.
I got
So-
you on that.
on the right, you have rules and regulations on that.
Yeah.
So now, with the standpoint too, when we saying religion, we gotta look at the proof being the pudding. So we gotta look at what is religion doing right now.
Separating
So you got Baptist, Pentecost,
Catholic,
Catholic, you got
Non-denominational.
Shiite,
Non-denominational.
Sunni,
you got Nation of Yahweh,
Nation of
the,
Islam,
the Nation of Islam, the Hebrew,
Five
Israelites
percenters,
united in Christ. You got all these different
5%ers, 10%.
things. You got divisions inside of things that supposed to be the same.
Do you think that's picking a poison?
Could be. All I'm saying is, I know when we look at the pudding,
I'm
That-
just saying.
the proof of division
'Cause
is inside the poison, because people's gonna say that I don't rock how they rock.
and
They
now
don't rock how I rock. So that's the same way with religion. Got the same concept like the gang world. You know what I'm saying? Now, should they differences in what they organization is separate them? No, it shouldn't.
It should.
I'm about to
But
give
it
y'all a
does.
story, bro. When I was locked up, little man, we in the same unit, right? So one of my Muslim brothers just kicking the breeze, and we had another homeboy, and he asked me in front of my Muslim brother. He say, hey, so you Muslim now, right? I'm like, no, I've been Muslim before I come to prison. I got in Islam when I was 15. So he was like, oh, so you ain't no jailhouse Muslim. I'm like, I don't even know what that means. So he was like, no, I'm asking because I see you and Gamma, y'all super tight like that. So he asked me, like, so if one of your Muslim brothers get into it with him, you got to go with your Muslim brother. I say, no, I'm going with my dog from Enville. I might not take it to that extreme, but I'm not about to let them hurt him. So that's why I was saying with religion, it tells us you have to deal with this person and you can't deal with that person on a certain level.
Mm-hmm.
And my thing was, I don't give a fuck what I believe in. I believe that I know him and I love him. So I don't give a fuck we ain't nobody doing no harm to him if I'm here. But if I went by the letter of the tent with the religion in itself, then I would have turned my back on little man.
Right. See, right. And I understand that. See, but for me, that's why I'm a Yahweh. See, a lot of people don't know what Yahweh mean. Yahweh talk to the people. But for me, Yahweh say, love more men. I got to love righteousness. I got to love what's right.
And that's what I'm on.
You know what I'm saying? More so than that's my brother.
Exactly.
So if I love more men, care what you saying your religion is, what's the more, how are you in control of your moral compass? Is you standing on principles that are righteous? Does your principles uphold and care about the well-being of everybody? Because at the end of the day, I want everybody happy. Because I'm speaking black don't mean that I don't want the white man happy. I want the white man happy, the yellow man happy, whatever other color man you get, and you're going to name them. I want everybody happy. I'm just going to make sure that we got our happy. That's it.
Yeah.
You could be happy. And you're not going to step on me. So instead of you just stepping on me, I'm going to die before I just let you step on me.
Yeah.
I'm going to die protecting my woman. I'm going to die protecting my children.
Yeah.
This is things that it is what it is. This is what everybody else would do. Want the China man do it? You're going to die for his, right?
All goddamn day.
All day.
So what's wrong with you dying for yours? What's wrong with you making sure yours straight? What's wrong with you making sure your people are right? What's wrong with you making sure that your daughter can walk and play safe and date who she want to date? You know what I'm saying? But you're going to do it safe. You're going to do it through the lines of respect. I'm going to give out all this respect because I want it back. People like, boy, Big Root, boy, you show respect. I am. I give it out like that because that's how I want it back.
Right.
And if I can't have you not going to give it to me like that, then I'm going to put some distance between us. And if that distance ain't enough, then guess what?
It should be.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Man, at the end of the day.
So let me ask you this. Because he mentioned careers, right?
Yeah.
So how would that be? What would you say with that?
Because the careers will take you to certain places.
So you talking about like leaving people behind?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't take you with me up here?
Not really can't take you with me. But some people have they don't took off in their careers, right? And just like fuck the community. Fuck where I'm from.
So would it be from I'm over in a group of people where they not gonna accept y'all because y'all from there, even though I come from there too, but I don't work my way over here?
It could be multiple things. Like people could be in their ear on that side of the fence
Okay, careers.
versus, you know what I'm saying? Like they could be coaching them. Now you don't want to.
Now
For me,
I'm assuming when he say career, he mean that financially you're moving up too.
Yeah,
Okay, got you.
all right. So that go be like that's classes like people putting themselves in classes, right? For me, careers, like I don't care what your career is. Okay, so you got a lot of women that if you talk to them, they're gonna say that they are more focused on their career, right, than a relationship or than anything. And a lot of them speak like that. So if the career is what we focusing on, right, or that's all you focusing on, that means that a lot of other things not gonna matter to you. So how to build a positive relationship with a man don't matter to a lot of women. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people. And I want to really deal with this topic, but I'm I'll hold it to next time.
Okay.
Because it's something that got to be touched. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to, because we going off right here. I don't care what I'm doing. I'm this first. And I'm going to give a story
Always.
about this. I'm going to give a story what happened to me in DOC. You know what I'm saying? From, people choosing them sides. You know what I'm saying? And forgetting about this because they done accepted something else. You know what I'm saying? I don't play them that type of game. But we'll get around to that next
Okay.
time, man. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
No.
We running.
We're about to wrap this one up, man.
We'll wrap this one up.
But as far as the unlearning and relearning, I feel like it's very important that we continue to unlearn and relearn our significant others.
Yeah.
And give them that same grace too, because we could assume that they know, and they can assume that we know. And far as with family and friends too, it could be people who was on the BS that they don't burnt so many bridges that we just don't even look they way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just as much as I want somebody to show me grace and mercy, I have to give them that. And if they mess it up, they mess that up. But as far as me giving them that chance, I can't have that wall up. You know what I'm saying? Like not even letting them show me or trying to get to know who they are now.
Yeah.
It's a lot of ways that you've been programmed that are contrary to your success or our success. So deprogram and reprogram.
Yeah.
You're going to reprogram by teaching yourself. Study to show thyself approval.
Yes, sir.
That's it.
Relearn.
Yeah.
Study.
So what you say?
I would say I agree exactly with y'all just said. Only thing I would add is that when you're going through this process of learning and unlearning, give yourself grace, because some things you're gonna come across that's might not make sense to you based off of the programming you had before that.
Mm-hmm.
So give yourself grace to take the time and really understand what the new things that you're learning and how that's gonna benefit you moving forward.
Yeah.
So with that, we always leave it. Remember, y'all want to argue podcasts, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube.
Yes, sir.
Definitely YouTube.
Subscribe.
We got our final thoughts. Just something we would like to share with people. And what would your final thought be? What would your final thought be?
My final thought gonna go back to this, man. I love you. I said this on Facebook.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got a heart of love. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how I might look and how my face may frown up when you see me. I might just be, the sun might just have me squinting. But at the end of the day, man, I love you. We can't go nowhere unless we love each other.
Sure no.
What was your final thoughts?
Always the same. Let's continue to be greater than who we were
I was on to
yesterday. And I had told her, I say, well, normally we don't incorporate the word can't. You can't.
Yes.
But the only time I can incorporate that word, because I could be greater than who I was yesterday, but I can't be who I'm going to be greater than tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the only thing I can't do. Be greater than who I'm going to be tomorrow.
All right. Well, my final thoughts
Yes.
would be for the young men. Stay on your purpose. The purpose is within the work that you put in. The work that you put in has to be governed by your moral compass. If you're on a righteous moral compass, the work you put in is going to be based off that. So the seeds you plant, the fruit that grow, the family will be able to eat healthy. That'll be my last thought.
So that's it.
Peace. We out.
We out, baby.
Love y'all.
Y'all want to argue?